Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to your Ebb and Flow series. This class is called Winter is Coming, or Game of Thrones reference there, or winter might already be here. So suggestions for when you might do this class is maybe a couple of days before you bleed, so when you're starting to feel maybe the little headache, the little niggling cramps. The first day of the period if you feel like moving, or maybe day 2 or 3, just anywhere around there where you're just feeling really low on energy, like you don't want to move, but trust me, moving just in a gentle, supportive way is going to be the best thing for any cramps that you might be feeling. We'll go through that a little bit more in the luteal phase class as well. So we'll take it really gently today. It's even something you could do from bed. Really, I promise. You'll just need something like a blanket or towel. If you want to just get it prepared, you can just roll it a couple of times. So we just want quite a small sausage, if you can see there. Just rolled a couple of times. It's something that we can play with anyway. And definitely some bed pillows and cushions for support. We'll start in a seat once you've got your bits and pieces. Cross-legged if that feels comfortable. But as I say, just take it so easy today that if you need to modify, adapt, change, just be comfy. I feel your pain. Maybe shimmying the shoulders a couple of times. And just closing the eyes or lowering the gaze. And your attention is probably already focused in your lower abdomen, but I really want you to send the breath there. So really puff the belly out as you breathe in. And feel it draw back in as you breathe out. I'd like to bring a little heat or intention to the breath, a slight ujjayi breath. So as if you're steaming up a window, but you've got your mouth closed. And start to release some of that pressure that we might be feeling. And already bringing in this feeling of downward moving energy. So really feeling your hips heavy in the cushion. And then when you're ready, just bringing your right hand in front of your face for me. Middle finger and pointer finger can rest in the spot just between your eyebrows. Thumb hovers over right nostril. Left finger and pinky finger, hover over left nostril. So we go through it slowly first, and then we'll start to move through the breath together. We start to inhale through both nostrils. And then we're going to close off the right nostril with our thumb, partially close the left nostril with our fingers, and exhale. Then we'll release, breathe in through both nostrils. And we'll close off the left nostril with our fingers, partially close off right, and exhale. Now doing it together, inhaling through both. Close off right, partially close off left, exhale. Inhaling both nostrils. Closing off left, partially close off right, exhale. Inhaling through both. Close off right, partial left, exhale. Inhale both. Close left, partial close off right, exhale. keep going just like that, inhaling through both. Just alternating which one you're partially closing. Exhale. So the breath might start to sound a little bit like a bicycle tire deflating on the exhale. And really bringing in this action of depressurizing, deflating, and de-escalating. A soothing releasing of pressure. Big breath into the belly on the inhale. Really slow down the hiss of the exhale. Three more, just like that. Thinking of this soothing, calming, cooling quality with each breath. And just releasing the hand back down to the lap when you've done both sides. Just pausing here for a couple of breaths. And slowly blinking open the eyes when you're ready. We'll take a few little cat-cows just in our seat as we are. So you might like to bring hands to the knees. And slight draw back as you open the chest. Tailbone moves backwards. Big breath in. And then rounding as you exhale, drawing belly to spine. They don't have to be huge shapes. Just really opening up through the center of our body. Seeing if we can connect a little bit to the pelvis. Especially when we sit all day, it can be really easy to become really disconnected from this part of ourselves. And just releasing the knees, bringing hands to hips. And see if you can carry on this rocking cat-cow motion, but just with the pelvis. So the rest of the body will move slightly. But really send the attention and the focus down into that whole pelvic bowl. You might even like to bring a heating quality to the inhale. This warming breath. And just pausing there. Reaching left hand out as far as you can to the left. Sweeping right hand overhead. You're opening through the side body. You might like to bring the hands slightly forward in front of the knee. To really open up through the lower back if it's a bit tender. Big breath. Long exhale. Coming back over through center. Right fingers out to the right. Sweeping left hand all the way overhead. Let's have a play and pause where you feel any sticky spots. And then we'll just start to move with breath. So big inhale over to the left. Exhale to the right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Two more just like that. Just being really soft and gentle with yourself. You don't need to expect too much from ourselves at this time of the month. We use the whole rest of the month for that. One more big breath out. Just bringing sole of your left foot to the ground. Right leg can come out wide. Or Janu variation. Big breath in as you sit nice and tall. Reaching left hand just out in front of the left foot. Big inhale as right hand reaches to the ceiling. So you might like to just gently push back on the inner side of the knee there. I'm feeling a slight compression in the hip. Big breath in. Softening exhale. And coming back through center, switching to the other side. Right sole of the foot to the ground, left leg out long. Take a moment to sit up tall. Even sitting up tall can be difficult on these days of the month. I've been there. Right hand in front of the right foot. Big inhale as you reach up. And just take the gaze wherever is comfortable. A very gentle push with the back of your arm, almost compressing, a healthy compressing of the thigh into the hip. One more breath here. Find a little bit of softness on the exhale. And coming back through center. Just moving the cushion off to the side for the moment. A couple of really slow and gentle cat-cows. Just feeling the difference in being able to move the whole spine freely. Keep going with those really deep breaths for me. And coming to a neutral spine, we'll take a very gentle bird dog. No, it's not one you think of as being gentle. Or just lifting the right leg just slightly. Doesn't even need to be hip height. And the left hand. And then squeezing knee and elbow together. Inhaling to open, lift just slightly. Exhale, squeeze, draw everything in. So it's like this very gentle version with a bit of a squeeze as you draw the knee and elbow in together. 2 more. This is as hard as it gets, I promise. Squeeze, and as you squeeze the knee in, replace the hand, step through Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Just taking a moment to pause here. Left glute is super switched on for me, just so that you start to feel, you can even use your hands to palpate, just feel that opening through the front of the left hip, around the lower abdomen maybe. You could even take a moment to give the lower back a little rub. The power of touch is, I believe it's a thing. Big inhale, long exhale. This is where we bring in our blanket. So just taking your small sausage side, really shimmy it in right at the hip of your right leg, so your front Anjani leg. And then folding over the blanket, over the leg. Just pop your hands where you can. You might even like to bring some cushions or support here. And just take a moment to notice how that feels for you. So everyone's going to be different. If it feels worse with the compression, worse with the blanket, just take it out. Most of us will feel a sensation. It's almost like that good kind of pain. And it doesn't feel like that for you, don't worry, just remove the blanket. We'll just be here for a few breaths. Maybe starting to deepen the inhale. Really feel the belly press against the blanket and against the thigh. Maybe dropping the head, dropping chin to chest, or just leaning where you can. Bring some softness into it. You might bring that slightly warming Ujjayi breath, so slightly purposeful breath. back in. I feel that's pretty much how I breathe all day on my period anyway. Just exacerbated. 3 more breaths here. And when you're ready, very gently lifting yourself up. Place the blanket back in front of you. Palms come down to the bed or the mat. Just gently, slowly lifting the leg back, lying down on your tummy, all the way down. You can use your hands or maybe the blanket as a little rest for the forehead. Just taking a moment to notice any heat, any sensation you might be feeling in the front of the right hip. Just feeling heavy on the mat or on the bed for a moment. And when you're ready, very gently and slowly pressing back up to all fours. And come on to the other side. So a very relaxed, gentle bird dog. This time lifting left leg and right hand. Don't need to be high. Focus more on the squeezing in, the drawing together. Big breath in to lift and open. Exhale, squeeze, round, draw in. Just take it super slow and super gentle. 2 more big breaths. And you're feeling that squeeze as you draw in. And this time drawing knee all into chest. Just shifting and shuffling through your hands. It's kind of hard to do a step through from that point. And take a moment to pause in Anjani first. Squeeze your right glute for me. Maybe massage the front of the right hip there. And draw your attention to your lower back. A little warming rub. Huge inhale. Pause for the exhale. And just grabbing a little blanket sausage, tucking it right in at the left hip. Playing with the thickness. You do you. And just leaning, rolling the body weight over your left thigh there. One side might feel pretty different to the other. See if you can let the head go, let the head be heavy. You might even bring cushions or something to bring the ground a bit closer to you here. Again, bringing that warming breath. This idea of downward flowing energy. Almost squeezing the last bit of air out of the lungs on the exhale. Toning the belly. Then a huge breath in, feeling the belly press against the thigh and the blanket on the inhale. And feel a softening, releasing on the exhale. Just be here for a few more breaths. Just noticing if there's any way you can release or let go. One more big breath. very slowly coming back up. Blanket comes out in front of you. Gently lift the left leg all the way to the back. Lower all the way down to your belly. Pausing here. Let the belly and the body, the head be heavy. Just noticing any sensations of blood flow coming back to the area. Maybe a warmth, heat. And bring this idea of the tides, the ebb and flow. This downward movement of energy. A wave-like motion. Two more deep breaths here. And see if you can soften on the exhale. And very gently pressing to lift yourself up. You definitely need to grab maybe a couple of cushions here. Just pop them out in front of you. You can use bed pillows. And we'll just come up into a very wide-legged down dog, just for a moment, I promise. Maybe just pedal out the feet once or twice. And rolling forward, step the right foot in, step the left foot in, sit down on your cushions into this very supported Malasana. I'll turn to face you. So you can have as many cushions as you like underneath the pelvis there. You can start with hands to prayer if that feels okay. You might prefer something a little more closed off. Just giving yourself a little cuddle around the shins. We'll bring back that warming Ujjayi breath. Bring a little bit more intention to it now if you can. So really start to gently force the exhale out. Big breath in. Squeezing it all out. Keep going just like that. And this might be enough just to start to lean your body weight forward. So almost resting the ribs just between the thighs there, compressing through your hips. Or if you'd like a little bit more juice, just making two fists with your hand, snuggle them in at the hips as best you can. And then gently start to lean the body weight forward. As with this whole process and the whole cycle, we're all so incredibly different. So just have a play, see what feels okay, and just leave anything that doesn't. 5 more rounds of that strong Ujjayi heating breath. Imagine it rippling like a wave from top to bottom. And play with a little bit more body weight forward if it feels right. Take one more breath there. And just gently releasing back up. Just moving your cushions off to the side. Just moving slowly and gently We're in no rush. I'll turn back to face you. So just coming into a Z stance with the legs. So right foot towards the left knee, right leg kind of in a right angle in front of you, left foot behind you. Again, don't worry too much about any of the alignments of these poses today or in most of this course actually. It's really more about feeling into your body. Bring back your sausage roll. Again, tucking it into the right hip there as best you can. Play with the thickness. Big breath in as we reach tall. Exhale, folding over the front of the legs again, bringing a cushion in front of you for support and a little softness. So really feeling more of the entire lower abdomen pressing against the roll now. You might shift and shuffle to get it into place. Just here for a few breaths. You maybe start to think about what you'd like to let go of. If there's anything you need to release or leave behind in the past month. And 2 more breaths here. And slowly coming back up. You can stay in these poses for longer if you like. I just wanted to make it not too long of a class. Left leg comes out straight. Right hand walks away from you. Lean forward into the right leg and very gently lift up. If that feels alright. So squeezing the glutes to lift the hips. Maybe left hand overhead, maybe not. You can look down at your right thumb. Pause for a breath. And sitting back down into the hips and switching legs. So left shin comes out in front of you, right foot off behind you. Playing with the thickness of your roll, really shimmy it into the left hip there. Big breath in to reach tall. Exhale, folding over. Maybe landing on the cushion in front of you. You might even like to bring hands to prayer. Just rest the center of the eyebrows on the thumbs there. Hot water bottle can be a really nice idea at this time of the month. It's worth that little bit of effort that it takes. It's anything you can do to create a little bit of heat, either internally or externally. You might just circulate the thumbs in between your eyebrows there. One way and the other way. One last deep breath in. Soften, melt on the exhale. Slowly coming back up. Blanket off to the side. Right leg comes out long. Walk the left hand away. Squeeze the glutes to lift the hips. Again, these are all optional. Just take what you need and leave what you don't. One more big breath here. Exhale, coming down to the mat. And just taking a moment to set up so we can feel as supported as we possibly can. So you might like to unroll the blanket. Just make sure you're nice and warm. If it feels okay on the hips, maybe bringing soles of the feet together, knees come out wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. If you're doing this, I would suggest some pillows underneath each knee. And then just make sure you're nice and warm all the way up to at least the belly. You might have a couple of cushions under the head too. Maybe something over the eyes. Might bring 2 hands to belly. Again, just noticing the rise and the fall with your breath. It's really bringing this self-love, I suppose. Bit of kindness and gentleness towards yourself. It's a very depleting time of the month. Doesn't matter that it happens to most of us every month. It doesn't take anything away from how shitty it can make you feel. And just do what you need to do to feel rested. You can stay exactly where you are if it feels comfortable with the legs. Or maybe bringing the legs out long. You might even spoon the bed pillows or side lying Shavasana. Wherever you are, can you just start to feel really heavy? So let the pelvis be heavy, let the hips be heavy. Just almost feel them sinking down into the mat or the mattress. Just getting into a position where you feel really supported, however that looks for you. And let the eyes be heavy in the sockets. Let the shoulders drop down. Just feel your entire body, muscles, skin, bones, just being really supported, heavy, softening. Take one big breath into the belly together. We melt down into the ground on the exhale. And please do stay for as long as you can, preferably the whole day. You deserve it. I'll see you for the next one. Namaste.